Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm making this video because I've done a little bit of reflecting and I like to document each stage of my journey and what I'm doing, how I'm feeling, how I'm thinking, and this is a thinking video. So I've woke up this morning after getting weighed yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday, today's Friday, and I have done a little bit of reflection. I had a day at work yesterday after weighing. I didn't really do anything else, and in all honesty, it gave me a little bit of time just to reassess, reevaluate, and have a think. I came home, I got my little diary out, my little reflection diary, and it's almost like having a little bit of a talking to myself. So I was thinking about the way I've been over the last 3 weeks, and I've just not been very focused. And then I watched back yesterday's video to myself and had a look at myself from a more objective approach. And having a bit of an assess of it, I thought, right, I'm making a video on this because I like to save where I am and what I'm doing, and I do watch them back. So here goes. It is first thing in the morning. I have got a full day at work today. I start early this morning, and I just thought, get this done and out of the way. Even though you've got no makeup on, I'm still in my pajamas. It doesn't matter. I'm drinking my cup of tea, my early morning cup of tea. Yesterday was a really good day for me on plan. The best one I've had in quite a while. I went to weigh in. I don't eat before I get weighed. I get weighed on Thursday at 9 o'clock in the morning. And I had just 2 black coffees in the morning and a glass of water. I went to work, and for my dinner, I had a salad that I'd prepped and made, and I just got like lettuce, just basic salad, all free foods. I'm not going to go through it because it's pretty boring. I then had put 2 eggs on that, and I ate that for my dinner at work after my first client. I had a small gap because she was supposed to be having more treatments, and it just gave me a bit of time to do a little bit of cleaning, a bit of organising, and actually organise and clean up my brain, if I'm going to be honest. So after dinner, I was doing that and I had a good think. So I first addressed myself in terms of thinking, you've been really lazy with yourself. You've not really put a lot of time and effort into yourself. I watched back the video that I made yesterday, and let's be honest, there were 1,000 excuses in there as to why that were a thing. Like me being off plan and not really focusing. I just have allowed myself, not really allowed myself, because I didn't think that were like a thing, that I was making excuses for myself. But let's just be really honest. I've just made excuses for myself. So yes, I was stressed that I was going to Alton Towers. Yes, that did fill me with anxiety. And I used that as a means to excuse lazy habits creeping back in and using food as like an emotional crutch. Let's be quite frank, because that's what's happened. And then, like, hormone wise, like, I've come on my period this morning, and like now I'm perimenopausal. Well, I'm due on my period. Hormones do seem to flare up, and I do crave more carby things. My emotions are a bit more unstable, and blah 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 blah. But let's be honest, I mean, I'm in total control of making choices for myself in the decisions that I make, and eating crap is just an excuse for that. Ultimately, I can't control the hormones in my body, and this is a natural progression of life, going through menopause or perimenopause or whatever it is. And it's funny, somebody asked if I was pregnant. No, I'm not pregnant. I'm just super hormonal and a proper bitch sometimes. I don't mean to be, but yeah, I need to sort that out. I feel a little bit more in control than what I ever have in my life of my feelings, emotions, and things like that. But I ain't perfect. And that's where I've been for about 3 weeks. I think there's been anxiety, I'm missing Tia. There's a lot of things going off. But let's be frank, When in life is there not a lot of things going off all the time? There's always something, there's always an excuse, there is always a reason why not. And to be quite frank with myself and to the point, I've allowed that. I've made them choices. I've said that's okay. I've eaten stuff that's not as healthy, a good a choice for me. And I've done that. And that ultimately is an excuse. And I need to stop doing it because this is not how I want to live my life. I don't want to be ruled by food. I don't want to make excuses for myself. You know, I'm not saying I want to be perfect. I'm not saying that I don't ever want any time off. And I'm okay not being dead set on plan all the time. I'm fine with that. But for the right reasons and it being a choice rather than an excuse. So I'm a little bit annoyed with myself. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I am actually annoyed with myself that I've done that. But I am embracing each stage of this journey as I genuinely try to. And the excuses just need to stop. And it's beyond a joke. Like, it's stupid. And yeah, I'm busy. Yeah, I'm trying to set up a little business online as well as run my own business. Yeah, I've got a family. Yeah, life is hectic. But I kind of like it hectic. My life's always been hectic. I've always thrived off of being really busy and productive, and it fills me with joy, and I do enjoy being like that. Like, I'm loving doing my online like selling. I like starting businesses up. I like pushing through that non-success and trying to get something up and running by whatever means I can, and I enjoy that. But it does take time, and it does take time away from other things, which I'm kind of okay with. I'm not okay with me using that as an excuse to neglect myself. So then I was thinking yesterday, like during clients and after work, it's just a stupid excuse. It's stupid, it's immature, it's being quite unaware, it's being happy to bury your head in the sand and not really be aware of the impact of things around me. Yeah, I felt rough. Yeah, I felt a bit tired and things like that. But is the choices that I'm making, like not exercising as much and eating rubbish, gonna do my body any good? No, it's not. So why am I doing it? Because it's easier and it's a comfort area and it's what I'm used to doing, and it's where my little mind will always lapse when times are a bit tougher and things are a bit different, and it's an easy thing. I mean, your comfort zone is called a comfort zone for a reason, because it's comfortable, and that's where I've sat. Push. I like being brave. I like being defiant, let's be honest. And I've stopped doing that. I've stopped doing that, and I've stopped trying, and I've stopped pushing through. Like, losing weight is actually quite, like, it started off as being quite a big deal in terms of stepping outside of my comfort zone. I've always been fat, I've always been overweight, I've always owned it. I have always kind of just gone, I'll eat what I want, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. And that ultimately was like a mask and a comfort zone. And for me to make effort to lose weight, like when you ever make effort to succeed and do something, it's always unnerving, it's always worrying, and it's always difficult because you're stepping outside of your comfort zone and you're trying to achieve something. And when you're trying to achieve something that you've never really done before, you've got the possibility of failure, and people don't like failure, and I don't like failure. And you've got to be brave to be able to go, no, I'm going to try, and I might fail. And I feel like I stopped trying, and I stopped being brave, and I started making excuses, and I just got really comfortable and sat in my little zone, and that's where I were. However, after my talking to last night to myself and writing it in my diary and actually and watching my video back and really thinking about it, I'm not prepared to do that. Like, let's be honest, I deserve better than that. I've achieved so much, but I've still got stuff to achieve. I want to be successful. I want to achieve a goal. I don't know what that goal is yet because I haven't got a figure or like a dress size or anything like that, but I want to do it. And actually, I've done 11 stone so far. It shows I can do it if I'm committed and I push myself to feeling uncomfortable and putting that first and making that effort. And sometimes, like this week, yes, I'm a failure and I've not done it. But it's actually okay to be a failure sometimes. It's not about being successful all the time. It's about not giving up. And I feel like I kind of forgot bits of that. It's like I went through a bit of a point of like comparing myself to other people. Jane gave me an amazing kick up the arse and was like, that's not okay. You compare yourself up, not down. She gave a good spiel and she actually mentioned it in one of her videos that I've watched. And she's so right. As always, she is so right. And actually, I then took the time to compare myself down against myself, not against somebody else. And it's like where I was a year ago or where I was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I've actually done a lot. Like my life has completely changed and I've made positive changes that have had positive impacts. And I want to keep doing that. That is exactly where I want to be. I am not somebody to really give up, even if life's a bit difficult. And yeah, I've not uploaded, but I've still been in the background trying. It doesn't mean that I've stopped. And I'm quite proud of myself that for over 2 years now, I have tried and I haven't stopped and I restarted and I've not gone, oh, I'm just going to not do it. Oh, I'm going to start again and we'll try something different and we'll do this. Don't get me wrong, I tried something different and that was a learning curve for me because just be consistent. If something's doing it for you and it's healthy and it's balanced, just do it. And I'm quite happy to do it. And yeah, I'd like to be further on. And I could sit here and be like, oh, if I'd done 3 weeks, I'd already be in the 13s. I'd be this, this, and this, and this. Yeah, but if I'd never tried and I wasn't aware, I wouldn't be where I am now, would I? Be still in the 20s. Do you know, that is the truth of it. And yeah, giving myself a little bit of a kick up the arse, along with listening to a bit of advice. I've watched a few people's videos. That's been amazing inspiration. So, do you know, if you're uploading to YouTube, I commend you. It's not an easy thing to do. It's time consuming. It's difficult. And it's not easy to do when you are actually feeling like you're failing. And that is actually has been really inspirational for me and really helpful. And I am really happy that you're doing that. And I will continue to do that. So well done to you guys who are uploading to a weight loss journey channel. It's not the easiest. It's easier not to. It's easier to bury your head in the sand and not make them vlogs. And I think you should be proud of yourself for doing that. But yeah, overall, that's where I am. So after work yesterday, I came home. I didn't do a great deal. What did I do? Oh, I had stew. Again, I've made a stew. It was just loads of chopped vegetables, onions, carrots, cauliflower, broccoli, mushrooms. I put red lentils in there. I made my own stock out of stock cubes, like not boiling them up. There was some new potatoes in there and it's the second day of my stew, so it had reduced and thickened up the thingy. It was beautiful. And I put some vegetarian sausages in there, so it was like a sausage stew. And I had that for tea and it was really fulfilling and really nice and it felt good to eat something decent, home cooked and on plan. Me and Oliver both had that. Yeah, it was really nice. At work yesterday, I tried to put a bit of time into myself. I waxed my upper lip, which now has got a bit spotty because I didn't actually treat that properly after and I went in the bath last night. I didn't do my eyebrows. I waxed my underarms because they were super hairy and I'm going to try and start waxing them because it does feel better. If you're not a waxer of your underarms, I recommend it. It's so much better. It's like the best area to have waxed. You don't get them black spots as much. It's painful to start off with, but it's fast. It's only a small area. And I massively recommend doing that regular because eventually they stop growing back as much. It's a myth that waxing creates more hair growth. It doesn't. It actually destroys the hair follicle, reduces the blood supply to your hair follicle. And eventually, if you keep having it done and don't shave, they will reduce how much they grow. And I like that. I did start waxing my downstairs area, do you know, like my own bikini line. I think I got 5 strips done and then called it a day because that is painful. Like, ooh, but I'm going to persevere with that actually, because that's something that I would like to start doing for myself. I've got my legs to wax, but I started doing a few, like, I've had a hairy top lip for ages and I've been putting it off. So I'm quite glad that I did that for myself, that I was brave and pulled my own hair out. Other than that, that's all I did. Reflected, chilled, went in the bath, went to bed, and today's Friday, so I'm ready for and focused for another good day, and I'm going to stop making excuses for myself and just own it and actually try and make more informed and acknowledge my choices a little bit more. So if you're weighing today, good luck. If you've weighed this week, let me know how you've got on, because that does inspire me and help me. And as always, think thin and stay positive. And my lesson for today is, don't make excuses. It's not productive. Think thin.